Everyone, the king of slashers, lay dormant, missing out on movies since 2009, being the last and 12th official film in the series. Oof, just one short. Let me do a quick rundown and sum up what the hell has been going on with our boy all this time for all the unfamiliars. His closest return was Friday the 13th, the game, which was cut down at its peak due to, legal squabbles and pettiness. It was a disaster. But now, our hopes have risen once a small, out-of-nowhere announcement, Jason Universe, promising the return of our king of killing sprees, the goalie of gore, the living curse of Crystal Lake. Then, his first real return was in Multiverses, which, truth be told, I liked it, personally. It was really fun, awesome design, lovable. The game was pretty stank, though, and that got cut too. Anyway, a couple of concerns have popped up once they revealed the most mid and mass-assumed AI-generated Jason design ever to be seen. Bland, ugly as colors, and oh my god, boy, you are supposed to be ugly under the mask, not ugly alongside the mask itself. What the fuck have they done to you, my sweet boy? This mask, the loudest complaint to be seen and heard. Oh lord, and they are not backing down. They are doubling down on this fucking hill, and it is a disaster. Truthfully, I'm okay with the rest. Yeah, it's a bit basic. I'd change around the colors of the outfit, but oh my god, bro, this mask needs to change. The eye holes are goofy as hell, bro. Got that anime egg shape. I don't know what's going on here, but they need to change that shit immediately if we're gonna be happy. Anyway, here we are. We get word and confirmation that he is returning to games and movies. And his first movie, holy shit, we are so wait, what the fuck do you mean it's an Angry Orchard advertisement? That's right, Jason stars in a hard cider short film, or a vignette, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is his first official return on screens. Wow, that is definitely a decision there. I'm here to give my thoughts on it, because regardless of what it is that he is in the long run, we'll finally get to see what our new Jason is all about and how he's going to be betrayed. And I must say, yeah, it was alright. It was fine, I guess. Got some pros and cons here, as does everything. First off, for those who are talking about all the characters being bland and sucky, well, I'm not really that fucking surprised. I mean, it's kind of the norm most of the time. What the hell did you expect? Look, I'd love some truly meaningful characters in my Friday the 13th movie, mostly equivalent of part 6 or better. There's definitely a few characters that stand out throughout the films, but 95% of the time, it's just a bunch of flesh bags ready for executions. This is around a 13-minute short. If you're having high hopes of meaningful characters in this amount of time, you have personally pre-ordered a copy of Disappointment Special Edition to your doorstep, you idiot. Moving on. Nothing to write home about the characters, okay? It is what it is. There's a creepy old guy who's an Apple addict for the fucking advertisements, checking that box off. There's a group of friends, most of them forgettable as hell. Some random fillers for the kill count. The usual. Alright, but let's start from the beginning. There's this bitch named Eve and her fiance. They're going on a camping trip. They got some buddies coming with. Yeah, cool. And all of a sudden, she's talking to some creepy old fuck. And he's kind of like the "you're doomed" guy, and he's pretty mediocre. He's mostly just weird. He has this creepy vibe going on. He's chomping down on apples, talking about murder in a way. Okay, buddy, moving on. Let's get away from this creeper. Main character goes swimming, trying to fuck her fiance because he's late for the smash appointment. So instead, she goes canoeing. Here's thump. Boom! Jason dunks her ass like a sketchy carnival game. Apparently fucking hours go by because it's dead of night all of a sudden. She escapes the lake and goes searching for help, stumbles upon the old guy, mouth stuffed with an apple like a pig, and his peeper penetrated properly with his predatorial spyglass. By the way, yeah, he was spying on women. Who would have fucking seen that coming? Overall, it looks goofy as fuck. The eye and the glass thing took me a bit to get that, but I think that was kind of funny. The apple, Come on, dude. Like, I can't tell if that's just another way of jamming the Apple ad in there, or if that's throwing some shade his way for being a pig. You know, I don't fucking know. But you know what? We're gonna get back to this later. She runs after arming herself with the machete and comes across a very gruesome scene. A couple who have seemingly been bodily divorced and hung up to dry. Back to this later again, because these two have something that's bothering me heavily. She catches up to her cabin to find her fiance. Making out with the other random on the trip that I literally can't remember the name of, but let's call her the bitch for now. Stunned with this revelation that this dude skipped out on the lake's plow invite for apparently fucking hours just making out. Kind of insane, but okay, dude. Crazy edge skills or something. I mean, how the hell are you gonna spend like 6 hours just simply kissing, bro? Like, you ain't gonna take that smash? You took the actual invite to smash on Pussy Town and threw that away to make out for this long? Bro, what? I'm sorry, that's not even like the worst part. Yeah, he's cheating on his fiance, but still, what the fuck? This gives Jason time to sneak up on Eve, and we get our very first listen to the iconic Jason sound effect. And it's a pretty solid scene. I like it a lot. Her turning around for the sudden throat grab and lift, it's fucking solid. You get a really nice head tilt, you get a gruesome look at Jason's like lumpy ass head, and I will say, I think some of these scenes make the mask look a little better, this being one of them. It's not perfect by a long shot, it's really yellow. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. The mask is going to take up a lot of the fucking insults here, but whatever. I'm giving it some props where it's due. It looks okay in this scene. But please change those anime eye holes. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, Jason absolutely chokeslam her right through the fucking window, alarming the cabin and ruining the longest foreplay that has ever been in a Friday the 13th, off the top of my head. Everyone is freaking out. The character's panicking and runs for help. But Jason, FBI, opens up that fucking door, slamming it on top of the fucking cheater and whipping out a straight up fucking motorboat engine and blends his head to a strawberry cherry smoothie mix. And it is awesome, bro. Easily the highlight of all the kills.
Finish him! Jason wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Give me some of that Terrifier juicy murder vibes. I love it. I'm all for it. And say what you will, the practical effects I fuck with big time. This was an excellent display of it. The other dude that looks like he was caught masturbating in the background like a cuck tries to run out the back door, but Jason ain't fucking having it. He flips the motor, doubling down on the cheater's now obliterated face by smashing the fucking engine in. Like, damn, son. Anyway, he picks off the blade off of the motorboat and chucks it like a ninja right into the dude's back. Awesome shit. Very flashy. Good job, Jason. Still got it. And that bitch who the fiance was cheating with, dude, she straight up shoves Eve out of the way. Every woman for themselves style. And then props to Eve for still trying to have her back after, I guess, like, trying to slow Jason down by jumping on that leg like a horned up chihuahua. But Jason just says, the fuck? And he backhands her off. It's brutal. But yeah, he sort of fucking dunks that bitch right off him. And then shanks her right in the gut with Mr. Iconic Machete Man himself. Oh man, it's brutal. It's heart-wrenching to see. You hate to see it. Jason catches up with the bitch, and in the most goofy way possible. I do love it though. He fucking strip, bangs her head into the counter, reaches over to the other counter and grabs a fucking apple slicer, because gotta get that reminder that this is an Angry Orchard ad. Gently presses the apple cutter into her face. I mean, okay. It's an acquired taste, Jason, but you do what you want. Eve, the absolute trooper she is, takes the machete out of herself. Like, goddamn, bro. Dedication. And shanks Jason right in the back of the fucking chest. So that he's like, dude, did you really just Uno reverse that shit on me? The bitch escapes, gets in the car, forgets the keys, you know, cause iconic way of kind of filling in the nice little subtle hoo hoo hee hee. This is a fucking horror movie trope and all that, but you hear and see a mysterious figure walking up on that car. Oh, is this bitch about to get dunked? And boom, it's Eve. But she brings the keys.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Eve is looking dead as hell by this point, bro. She looks so fed up at this point, but she's like, here, bitch, have the keys. Let's go, I guess. Yeah, gives the bitch the keys. They drive away. Jason's kind of thumping on out of there because he is the immortal legend. Glad to see that his durability's still up and fine. I mean, dude took a shank right in the back with the machete, and he walks it off, dude. He don't give a fuck. He back up and running. You think that's gonna stop my boy? Hell no. Anyhow, they're driving down the road, and the bitch looks over and is like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry I did that. It was a little mistake, right? We girlies, we little besties." And weird surprise, Eve just straight up fucking shanks her in the head and crashes the car like a real one. Whoo! Pretty crazy. Good shit though. I like it. I like that sauce. I like what they're doing with it. A little twist, a little subvert of expectations. But she hops out of the car and Jason's there. And he's kind of pissed because he's got a kill count to fill and this bitch just stole it from him. Like, the fuck? And so they have a nice little standoff, little stare down. By the way, Jason looks a little too twinky in this frame for me, but that's whatever. And then they charge up and get to town. Just kidding. Yeah, it cuts off. That's the end of it. Anyway, yeah, that was Sweet Revenge. Pretty awesome. So let's go down to my thoughts here. I want to talk about the tone of these kills. They're a little too goofy for my taste. There's something that's bothering me about it. The apple one, I can get I think that's okay. I mean, it's a little goofy, and I get that it's a fucking Angry Orchard apple thing. I get that. So sure, let it pass. But also, it's somewhat believable. Like, the dude was shown to be eating apples all the time, so I could totally believe he was taking a bite of an apple when Jason just rolled up and dunked his ass. So it's, like, believable. Like, mid-chomp, it's a little silly. But then we get to the fucking clothing line kills. I don't fuck with that at all. That feels like a Michael Myers thing. The way he's like prepping up these kills in a way that's like kind of a joking display. You get it? Because like you hang up shirts and pants. So he hung up the torso and the severed legs. Ha 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 ha. That's not really a Jason vibe kill. And I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? People were starting to point out that Jason has displayed corpses in the past. And I get that. He hid a severed head in a car in Manhattan. He prepped up a dude nailing him to the fucking doorway that one time. He's done this stuff before. But to me, it's more of a fear tactic. There's not a visual joke really implemented like this one. This one is a straight up gag. This is something Terrifier like Art the Clown would do as a joke. Or Michael Myers, who has been shown to do a little bit of decorating with his corpses. Like, out of his way decorating. So to me, this just isn't really a Jason-y kill, and I don't like it that much. Like, I'm not denying it is a very cool visual. I think it's very graphic, it's very gnarly, and it's really cool. But other than that, the tone is just a bit off with me. I hope they don't continue to make Jason this kind of playful killer, because that totally goes against who Jason is. He is a sympathetic, to a degree, of course, he is a sympathetic victim that turned bad into like a tragic killer. Like, he's a feral killer. But it wasn't his fault necessarily. This wasn't the path that he was gonna go on, you know? He was a bullied kid thrown to drown, misses his mother, who got decapitated, trying to avenge him. It's just kind of a fucked up thing. So why would he be cracking jokes in his kills? I just don't like it. I don't respect it. I think that was a bad taste kill. Everything else, you know, was fine enough. The Motorhead thing, that was violent and aggressive. There was like 2 throat slits in there. That was solid, very clean. Then the Ninja Star thing, awesome improv. The apple slice thing, that was a bit weird. I mean, I get that they don't want to kill the chick right off the bat like everyone else, but really, Jason? And by the way, okay, what I was initially imagining when he whipped that thing out, I thought he was gonna place it and fucking overhead smash it into her face. Now that would have been way cooler. Instead of this slow push thing, I want him to fucking punch that thing into her head. That would have been sick. I'm just saying, I think they could have done better. But let's talk about the Eve thing. So it seems like they're trying to set up that the lake is like supernatural, because he drowns her in the lake, she comes back, she's obviously very ghoulish looking, witnesses like a tragic betrayal, and then she's a killer. So I'm a little confused on what they're trying to set up there. Is the lake like a supernatural thing that when you die in it you come back like fucked up? Or am I just like looking too much into it and this is supposed to be a one-off fucking commercial, nothing to do with the rest of Friday the 13th? I don't know. I could just be fucking up and looking too deep into it. Love to hear your thoughts on what you think they're trying to set up, if this is permanent or if this is a temporary idea that they just threw out there. I also want to point out a note that I had in my mind when they showed off the standoff between Eve and Jason and they were gonna run up. I was really hoping in the back of my mind that they were gonna hug, or not necessarily like Jason going out of his way to hug her, but she was gonna hug him and just like accept death or something awesome like that. I personally would have fucking loved something like that. She's not gonna take on Jason, come on now. We all know this. Happy ending though is that they hug and run away, become a couple or something. Hell yeah. By the way, I do want to say there's a fucking comic, a similar situation. This chick had a tragic life and she ended up hugging Jason like, oh, you're just like me for real, Jason. And it's wholesome, it's kind of goofy, but I love it. Yeah, overall, I think the video was pretty fine. Again, like how I set it up, there's a lot of pros and cons, but I feel like overall it's a promising look into what's coming. If I were to change things, number one, change the actor. I think that was the worst thing about this new Jason, and it's nothing against the actor necessarily. I think the way he portrayed this angry energy was awesome. He was kind of menacing at times, but dude's just not the fit. He's not beefed up enough. He looks very thin to me. Okay, the only Jason that I know that is actually thin is like the part 2 Jason. Most of the time, they're usually pretty sturdy. Like, they're pretty beefed up. I mean, of course there's Kane Hodder, who played Jason at least 5 times if you want to count the game. But also we got just kind of the new norm of what Jason should be as a body type. He is supposed to be a juggernaut killer of a guy, while we have Michael Myers kind of the lanky stalker, and no, I will not count the fucking Rob Zombie wrestler, okay? We got Bubba, who's kind of the beefy but chunky killer, and then we have Freddy Krueger, the short king. You know, Jason is the big buff one. He is the massive behemoth guy, and I would like to keep it that way. If I had to fucking restar this Jason, I will say this a million times, I will die on this hill, get my man Derek Mears from the 2009 reboot back. He was an excellent choice. Outside of Kane Hodder, look, I love the Hodder, all right? He is amazing, but he's getting up there in age, you know. If he wanted to do it again, hell yeah, give it to him. But I know he was kind of suffering a little bit trying to do what he could in the older days in the Friday the 13th video game and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when he was doing the motion capture. So I just don't think he's a viable option anymore. Also, I would change the mask, of course. The actor size and the strength of him. Change the mask, because we all know how bad it is now. And I would also change maybe some of the colors, dude. I think the colors are pretty bland, you know. Give them like a black undershirt or something. Give them like, I don't know. Here's like a fucking cool picture I found of someone pointing out how it blends in too much. I think there's definitely better options you could have picked to make them stand out while not looking horrendous. Because right now it kind of looks like baby puke. Is that really the colors you want to go with? Come on, dude. Other than that, I think overall the trailer, fucking 6 out of 10. I mean, I don't know what we were all expecting. I think it was awesome to finally see Jason kind of back doing his thing. I'm happy that his portrayal was fine and some of the kills were great. I just hope that they'll improve on these things in the future. Also, one last thing, the sound he makes, I think it was okay. I think a lot of people weren't happy with it. I personally thought it was fine. I think the way it kind of shifts and change in pitch was kind of a unique take, and I don't think we should copy and paste the same thing. I think we want to innovate. I think we want slight adjustments to show progress. This is the first attempt we're seeing after over a decade worth of missing Jason out, right? So let's just give it a chance, and hopefully they'll fucking rethink their decisions on some of the oofier parts of this. Overall, I think it was fine, but we still have a lot more ground to cover before we're really truly back. But I am happy to see my man Jason finally finding his footing again, because he has a lot of kills to count up and catch up on. Because Michael Myers was kind of haunting the scene for a bit, and by the way, he just got a fucking new game announcement. Let's get Jason back on these streets, boy. I need him back and slashing ASAP. Alright, well, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed my opinions and thoughts on this, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. What did you like? What did you hate? What do you hope they change? Who's your favorite Jason? I want to hear all of your thoughts. And if you like this, please, let me know with a like or a comment. I would love to kind of focus more on horror-themed content, and there's plenty of horror out there for me to cover. It is a passion of mine. I would love to keep it going. All right, y'all, stay safe out there and be the best you can. You have Eve, who's trying to really bone the fuck out of her fiance over at the lake, and he's like, oh, I don't know about this. So fucking stupid. Alright, let's step it back a bit. Main character goes swimming, trying to fuck her fiance. Give me some of that thriller vibe. Or, thriller? And Ninja stars it right in the back of the fucking dude's face. No, he didn't even do that. Shut up. Oh, damn, the cat just scared the shit out of me. You fucking monkey out of the bags. Come on, get out of here. Little fucking goober. Oh my god, help me.
Today, Junior?